Hey, everybody, it's a happy day. I'm telling you, this is a day we have looked forward to for so long. It is the end of Ironman 2020, Ironman 2020 number 6. We have gone through quite a journey together of this event. To remind people, this was the first event of Marvel in 2020. This was the lead in. There was, incoming highlighted this, and the Ironman run that Dan Slott was put on Ironman after a really long Spider-Man run. He was super excited about telling the adventures of Tony Stark, arguably Marvel's premier hero for the Avengers and everything else. And it all leads up to this Ironman 2020. Is your body ready? Mine is not, but we're still going to do it. But first, before we get to it, let's just give you a slight recap. And I think the best way to recap the last 5 issues of this event can be summed up like this. Hey, everybody. This is Perch, Ironman 2020, Dan Slott, Chris Gage. Man, I like Chris Gage. I'm sorry. And Pete Woods, who has been the brave artist having to illustrate all of this stuff up till now. Again, Pete Woods is doing the inking and the penciling. It's been rough at times, but I think he's a good talent, and I'm looking forward to seeing him do something else. And this issue for the art, he's been doing kind of really crazy panels for issues 1 through 5. And this one, it's a lot more grid-based. He's doing some wonderful splash pages, decent art. It's not going to blow your socks off, but it's solid work. A guy working through a pandemic, you got to give him that. And so there's some decent stuff here. But let us bring you right to the action. So when we last saw Iron Man, he had formed his Iron Man armor of imagination to fight his brother Arno in the God Killer armor, and he'd done it. He'd been able to kind of use his imagination to have a fist fight up in space, and had defeated Arno. Yeah, my brain's already just trying to stop itself from continuing, but that's where we left off. But just as he defeated it, the Singularity, this huge extinction event entity, has descended on Earth. It is going to break all things down, merge humans and robots, and in life on Earth as we know it appears. and oh my God, Arno was right, is kind of how we left off. So our heroes, which includes things like Herbie, the shit-talking robot, and other, a cat in a alien suit, and some other things, they are up in space, and they have realized Arno's telling the truth. And Tony, seeing this gigantic threat, knows there's only one thing to do, and that is to reach out to help his brother and share his imagination armor. So he does so, and the imagination armor immediately heals Arno's suit. Imagine the things the imagination armor can do, like cure cancer and change manufacturing on life as we know it. But here we're using it to do stuff, I guess. Anyway, so Tony and brother immediately jump into action to attack the event extinction piece. Meanwhile, Arno reconstructs his armor, changing his sharp metal shoulder pad things into kind of soft and squishy ones, or at least it looks that way. That's all right. They're all going to go fight, and we're going to defeat the monster. Are you with me? Arno gives a inspiring speech, and all sins are forgiven. The robots all dive into battle, including Herbie, who's got the cable shoulder pads, and they're off to go. So immediately Herbie gets destroyed, which is a good feel-good moment in this comic, and they're just fighting things, including Tony's parents, who are robots. And the way they're going to do this is they're going to, or I guess AI, sorry, they're going to attack the extinction event thing, and they're going to push it onto the Earth. I guess it's on the planet, so they basically push it down to the ground for some reason. It immediately starts attacking everything. The Avengers show up, which is nice. So the Avengers are here. We don't see Captain America. He's like, we see even the U.S. agent, but Captain America's like, nah, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm busy. I'm busy with Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. I'm not doing this too. Nope. So anyway, they all fight, and they like hit things, and Bethany Cabe and Rodney, they basically Rhodey, sorry, they get just reading this, I get dumber. They get some of the villains to show up, and keep in mind this event for 5 issues has tried to deal with a moral quandary of does AI have rights, and should they be controlled, and everything else. So immediately the humans control some of the villains, including the controller, to fight the entity. But Arno realizes that he has to do what he has to do, and so what he has to do is blast his brother's imagination armor and fly into the mouth of the entity and blow up. He's spent his life making a poison pill of himself. Not exactly sure how, but an AI cursed with human ego and frailty. All right. So anyway, he blows himself up, defeats the extinction entity, and it's over. And so he falls out of the sky because his armor doesn't work anymore. I guess the imagination is gone. So Tony saves him and brings him up, and then imprisons him into some kind of light construct because he's the infection is gone and life is good. And suddenly, the heroes are like, but then the extinction entity is still here up in space. And the heroes and Herbie's back to life for some reason. He's returned. But then they realized that all of this extinction event stuff was a hologram, that it wasn't real. The entire thing was fake, projected on glass, made to fool human eyes and machine sensors alike. Kind of weird. Like, I'm not sure how it was in glass. I mean, they show it blowing up some buildings and kind of. Anyway, it was all a dream. And Herbie says, fuck me, basically. So it doesn't exist. So then Tony explains that what was really going on was it was Arno's personal extinction event. It wasn't really a villain. None of this was real. It was a disease he was born with. He thought he cured it, but this whole thing was going to kill him by the end of 2020. And it kept eating in his mind, and it created this delusion. So what Tony did is he gave him a happy ending by putting him into a kind of AI construct. He's his holographic armor, the virtual realm, is now Arno's world and his life support system. So maybe Tony doesn't have the imagination armor because it's being used to support Arno, and his robot parents show up and they say this is cruel, but then Tony's like, but he'll die otherwise. And, he shouldn't realize his whole life was a lie. And so he convinces his parents to go in there and kind of raise Arno in the Escape, and everything works out. So, but no, we're not done. So anyway, then we flash forward, I guess, a couple days later, and we're having one of those, Senate committee hearings, and Sunset Bane is basically testifying that she did everything and was wrong, and she was the big villain. And then we realize that she was doing that because Jocasta is controlling her. And Machine Man brings up the point that if you've been following along closely, saying, hey, since Madam Menace is technically an artificial intelligence now, doesn't forcing her to do this violate your beliefs on AI free will? And Jocasta says, oh, definitely, but Sunset Bane is such a bitch. Who cares? I mean, shit. So anyway, they make out, and we go to Stark Unlimited, where Tony Stark is back in the goo healing. Well, no, he's not healing himself; he's healing Rhodey, and Captain Marvel's kind of there to watch because she dated him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're in a relationship. But we get the wonderful line. She says, Captain Marvel asks Tony, "So Tony, one of these pods really did restore you? Does that mean I'm off the hook for killing you?" Just. This is the sound of the laughter of a crazy man. And Tony's like, well, you did technically kill me, Carol, but it didn't stick, so sure, we're good. I mean, screw it, right? All right, problem solved. So Rhodey comes out of the restoration goo, and they realize that, hey, we can't use this restoration goo a second time because reasons, and so no more dying and or fake dying or whatever. And Tony heads on up to the roof. He's ready to take this suit out for a new spin. It's not the imagination suit, but it's some kind of new suit. His helper Friday is got a mini skirt on, and she's going off for robo karaoke. And Tony decides to give his company away to Bang, to do robotics, and then Tony says, "I'm done with 2020. Yeah, you and me both, pal. I don't live in the now. I'm Tony Stark, and I will be the Iron Man of the future." And that's how we end Iron Man 2020. Dan Slott's run on the title, and everything else. So, I mean, this comic is done. I'm sure. I mean, it kind of works, I guess, if you are, if you don't think about things, and you don't care about anything that's happened kind of before or after, and you're looking at this as a reason. Like you got, I think the fan for this is the person who has the $3.99, $4.99 of money, but they don't want it anymore. They're bothered by the fact that money's in their pocket and they want to get rid of it. And so this comic will achieve that goal of taking money from you and delivering you something. Again, Pete Woods, good guy. I mean, I always feel for the poor art team, like let's sing the real heroes, Joe Caramagna, the letterer, Pete Woods, the artist. Some variant covers came vomiting out of this thing too. All these people, Carlos Lau, the graphic designer, there's some people in here. I mean, no excuses for the editors. They should have pulled the plug on this one completely. And I think, Larry Lieber, Don Heck, and Jack Kirby are credited in this comic for creating Iron Man. And I think they have their estates definitely have a grievance here. But it is, it's over. It's all over. This is the kind of comic that I think drives people out of comics. It's it throws away continuity. It throws away any kind of sense of legacy. It takes cheap shortcuts to move the ball from one place to another. It trivializes kind of things. I mean, I think, as I've said before, I think Captain Marvel can be a legit, decent character when you're having her make jokes about killing off Tony. Then and everybody's smiling and cheering. I mean, it insults your intelligence. This comic ultimately was about Arno having a delusion and them. I mean, seriously, did somebody read a Wired magazine and that's kind of their full understanding of technology and AI? I mean, the idea that this entire big thing was a hologram projected onto glass. Did you go to Disney World and go on the Haunted Mansion ride, and then like somebody blew your mind by the lights coming on, and you saw that, oh my God, all the ghosts are not really real ghosts, but they're light projected onto glass? Is that what you were? Is that where you got this idea from? Because, hey everybody, did you like this comic? I mean, I doubt it, but maybe you did. Leave a comment below, and it's over. It's over, everyone. Let's all bask in the glow of this being done. Like, subscribe, follow me on social media. It's over, folks. We made it. Maybe not intact, but we made it. Thanks for listening.